Dude, Samus. I don't think Samus is dead, but holy shit, it feels bad. No, it feels real bad. It feels really bad. What I do hate though is that the meta right now feels like it's really dead for floaties outside of Marth. Now, granted, there are Jigglypuffs out there, but is that the variety we really want to see? Are Jigglypuffs the variety of floaties we really want to see in the meta? So it sucks. It sucks to see because I mean, look, watching Spaceys and Fast Fallers is fun, sure. But I don't think that what this game needs is less diversity. I think it's dope to see how characters match up with other characters and see how they figure it out. And sadly, Peaches are nowhere to be seen, and Samus's are nowhere to be seen right now outside, like at these big tournaments or making it far. And I'll tell you why. Okay, the whole world always talks about how Fox is the hardest character to use in the game, right? How much work you have to put into Fox, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. And this brings me back to one day I was taking Mewtwo King to a Del Taco in my area. Don't ask me why. He was just in my car, and someone else was in my car, and that person asked him, Jason, who do you think is the hardest character to use in the game? Who do you think is the hardest character to play in the game? And then he thinks for a second. He goes, wait, do you mean the hardest character to win with or the hardest character to play? Because there's a big difference. And and I was like, you know what, Jason? I agree. Because the hardest character to win with is not Fox. The hardest characters to win with for characters that are viable, in my opinion, is probably Samus. And part of that has to do with the fact that Samus is one of the worst of the viable characters, right? And if you're going for all the characters, then clearly it's Bowser, right? Everyone say hi to YouTube, and then it's really cute because then the YouTube comments say hi to Twitch. But Fox is not the hardest to win with. It's one of the hardest to play. But then once you can play it, then you're wielding all these tools that make it kind of easy to win. And I think a testament to that fact is that the only Samuses in the top 100, or like I'd rather say the top 50, between fuck it, you know what? I'll go there. Between 2006 and 2019 have been Plup, Duck, and myself, and that is it. That is it. The logic might apply to Puff, but I think it applies less. You had to sell a part of your soul to main that character, right? I think. I don't know. But Samus is a hype. People like playing Samus. Nah. Samus has to be lame to win. Okay? That's what it is. Because all these Samus secondaries are having a great time. Oh, they're having an amazing time. Do you think Chillin is bored when he plays Samus? Do you think Pew Pew is bored when he's playing Samus? So I didn't mean to turn this into Samus talk, but we're talking Melee. And I like to spread knowledge. I like to open my brain up and just blurt shit out when I'm talking Melee. Because I love talking this game. Right? The punish game's not that great. Speed's not great. A lot of terrible out of shield options and a terrible grab. So I think what those things set up for is a huge reliance on neutral. And I think the neutral game is the hardest aspect of Melee. It's the thing about Melee that most people don't understand. And they hear about it all the time. They see it on streams. They hear people talking about it. But I think up-and-coming players are probably most confused by what neutral actually means or what it entails or how to actually have a good neutral. That's my guess. I haven't been a bad player in a long time. Well, I've been a bad player recently, but you know what I mean. I haven't been in the trenches for a long time. Well, okay, no. You could have a really good neutral and have fundamental deficiencies and still get by even at a high level AKA hugs for the entirety of his career up until he started practicing the fundamentals. Okay? Because we're not going to sit here and act like I was the apex of fundamental skill and great tech and great punish and all these things. I wasn't. I literally was just all neutral. In fact, I would argue that I have a below top 250 level tech ability, mechanical ability. And in fact, when people used to pay me for lessons and do lessons with me, the number one thing I would always teach them is what the neutral game is and how I view the neutral, because most people give you different definitions. I have my own, and I think it works the best. And understanding the neutral then helps you out with the rest of the game. Do you guys want to know how I look at the neutral? I've probably talked about it once or twice, but I haven't talked about it in a while. Neutral in Melee. This is me defining it. Okay? This doesn't mean that you're going to miraculously become better at the neutral. This is simply me defining it. Okay? Let's put on some classical music, actually. I want some music. We're going to get big brained right now, and I'm going to teach you guys. We'll put on that Vivaldi. This can't be copywritten, right? I'm not going to get it. I could still put this on YouTube, right? I swear if somebody owns the rights to Vivaldi, I'm going to lose my mind. Vivaldi going to sue me? I hear he's got some wicked lawyers. The very simple way to understand neutral and melee, presented by Hugs86, one of the best neutral players of all time. Step 1. Understanding your opponent's character's moveset in all ways. This includes hitboxes, hurt boxes, startup frames, ending frames. That's step number 1, okay? And now you guys all think you really know this, but soon I'll explain to you how you really don't, okay? You think you do. Unless you got a good neutral, you don't really know this, okay? Now, number 2. Take a wild guess what it is. Take a wild guess what it is. Understanding your own character's moveset in all ways. Now, number 3, and this is the key part, but the part that you can never do until you accomplish step 1 and step 2. Okay? And that is your position relative to number 1 and number 2. And that's neutral, baby. That is neutral. That's it. That's all it is. You cannot possibly understand number 3 unless you know everything that your opponent's character is capable of while you play your own. And this is why I am such garbage at playing new characters, is because every time I pick up a new character, I don't understand number 2, and my entire game revolves around a good neutral. How does this apply to real situations? Let me give you some real examples, right? The way that I play neutral, when I'm playing this game, I'm not actively thinking about where I'm positioned. I just know what a good position is because I've already gone through an understanding of 1 and 2, where when you're in a spot and you can actually feel whether it's dangerous or advantageous, then you're really getting down these two, and you're understanding your position. If I take Falcon's back, then I understand that my opponent's moveset cannot cover a whole lot, and I understand what options Falcon is limited to, right? Falcon can no longer nair me, and I understand at what range he can nair me. I understand how long it takes for the back air to come out for Falcon, and I know that my jabs stuff it. So I know that I could straight up walk up to Falcon's back, no shield, hardly any move, and I could apply pressure just by standing behind him because I understand what Falcon is capable of when I have his back as Samus. I'm barely using moves. That's the whole point, is you don't have to use moves to have a good neutral. Your neutral relies mostly on your positioning. So as long as I'm constantly moving, I am like water and just getting the fuck out of the way, then I never need to use moves to have a good neutral. I'm just constantly repositioning until that point. Now, see, here's the thing, though. People hear this kind of thing, and then they try to make it sound like they already understand it, right? When you're like, oh, so doing bad things is bad. Well, do you actually understand what bad is to the level that top players do? I don't think you do. Yeah, I don't have a chalkboard or anything, but I could like spell it out in like, yeah, I could check out one of my matches and tell you like, we could watch some neutral exchanges. Sure. You know I love this one. Okay.
Off top, bro.
So I shield immediately because I know that once he landed and he L canceled, I have no options that get me out of here safely. So I have to resort to shielding until I catch a break in his pressure for me to actually get through, right? And I don't know why he shielded, but as soon as he shielded, I'm wave dashing out because I know how Yoshi works, and I know that Yoshi can't do shit at his shield. Why not go to the platform? Well, I understand Yoshi as well. I know Yoshi thrives on platform play. I know that Yoshi's got an up air that kills it here. And I'm simply too slow to get over Yoshi, so I know that my character is best served to wave dash through, to cross up through the ground. Wait until the Yoshi messes up. Dog, okay, actually, you guys are pissing me off, actually. Hold on. If it's that easy, why don't you guys do this? I tried to get him. I didn't get him. Fucked up. And then we both fucked up. Now, pure disadvantage. I know that I got nothing. There's literally no window until there. Do you see what? That's neutral, baby. Do you see that? Is sitting there hitting me with everything. I'm like, that's not a real window. That's not a real window. That's not a real window. Until he finally gives me the actual window. Right? And that's because I understand neutral. I understand my moveset completely. I understand his moveset completely. And I know my position relative to those facts. So hopefully that helps some of you understand what neutral means. Because I feel like for a lot of people it could be just this term that different people have different definitions of it. But yeah, this is my definition of the neutral game. And if you're playing and you're not sure how to improve your neutral game, well, I think a great way would be to understand what it is to begin with. And with this, then you can start focusing on, do you really understand how fast Marth can down tilt, how fast Marth can forward air, how fast Marth can jump out of these different situations?